I love printing. I love printing. I love it. I love printing.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another session with me, Warren Werbitt, otherwise known as the Print Whisperer. Check out the merch. You could have it if you want. Just reach out to me. You will pay though. Anyways, enough with the merch. Today we're really lucky in that we have Jennifer Pettinger.
Hello.
Print Solutions. What's happening today?
Oh, just a great Thursday over here.
Cool. Where's over here?
We're in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, nice. Everything's good over there?
Pretty good. Wishing and hoping for more snow. We need the water and we love snow, but it's been a light winter, so got a little bit last night, but not enough.
I think we got a lot of snow coming on the East Coast that we really don't want. So
exactly. Send it over here.
Push it back over to you.
We want it all.
So just before we get into it, why don't you just tell us a little bit about Sun Print Solutions?
Okay. Well, Sun Print Solutions technically started in 1941.
Wow.
Like 81 years. And it was sun lithographing at that time. And then in 2014, we merged with Progressive Direct Mail Advertising and Rastar, which was a really big digital press company.
Wasn't Rastar owned by Transcontinental at one point?
They were, yeah. Yeah. So
by the way, the only thing I remember about that back then was, and I think the guy's name was Ken or Kevin maybe that owned it.
Kevin Despain.
It's a pretty good memory from way back. What I remember was he got dollar for dollar on the revenue when he sold it to Transcon, and that was unheard of because he was doing a lot of car stuff, I think, Indigo, car.
Yeah, he was, and he was doing a lot of photo books, and Rastar would just had a really great digital printing platform. They were really at the forefront of technology. They were it. Yes, they sold to Transcontinental. I don't know about what year, but in 2014 is when we all acquired that from them and merged direct mail, the digital printing into Sun Litho. That's when we changed our name to Sun Print Solutions.
Oh, cool. And so what's the main solution over there?
Putting your brand into people's hands. That's
good answer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, good answer. Good. No, because you know what? Good answer because most people in the world of print need to answer that way. Who cares about the machines and who cares about the paper?
No one else does. We do. That's the end result is all they care about. So.
Oh, I think printers traditionally have been in love with their equipment.
We do. We are.
Oh,
it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool.
Just the fact that a white sheet goes in and comes out colorful.
Absolutely.
Is great.
Yep.
Oh, cool. But I like the branding thing. So what are the different things that you do there? You do
we do folding carton and we do just regular commercial print, but our biggest growth sector between folding carton packaging is also our variable printing and direct mail sector. So lots of growth.
That would make sense today. And are you tell me about the technology and stuff you're using. Are you up to date? Are you current? Are you because there's so many people out there. Some are doing the modern stuff. Some are still stuck on the old stuff.
Yeah. So as far as technology, we have lots of great software. I mean, our data center is pretty big. One of the largest, I'd say, in the state is what I'm told, but it's not like I walk in everybody's data centers.
Right.
So we got a lot of power to push our HP PageWide T230 press, but come in a couple of weeks, it'll be the T250. They are upgrading it. So we got the digital web, and then we do have a KM1E, the Konica Minolta. Love that press. It's incredible.
Cool.
And then we do have an Indigo 7900. So yeah. And then we've got all the offset presses and all that stuff too.
What do you have in offset? Just only I'm traditionally an offset guy first. That's why I ask.
Right. We have a Komori 6-color with coder.
Cool.
And it's UV, so it's got all the fun interdeck lighting and all that to do all the fun coatings and reticulated. And then we have a KBA 8-color inline perfector.
So KBA by far always, and nothing wrong with Komori or the others, but KBA by far is like my favorite machine, favorite press company.
It's been a fantastic press. It's our first KBA. We've traditionally been a Komori shop, but no regrets at all. We are thrilled with it. it's been great.
Yeah, the first the KBI I put in a 145 6-color full UV.
Okay.
Just watching the installation was unbelievable. Just
Yeah.
the gears on the first level were like higher than me.
Mhm.
But wow, very impressive stuff when it comes.
Converted it to LED UV, and it's just awesome. The binder guys just take it straight from press, go into bindery, and don't skip a beat. So it's awesome.
So it's funny, eh? Because I remember, well, you told me before how long you've been around. We don't have to use the number because me too. Although you still have more hair than I do. Even though you're all the time. But yeah, but I remember if you think back when like aqueous coating became popular, they used to say, "Oh yeah, it comes off the press. You flip the sheet, and right away you go into bindery." Never, never, unless there was no ink. But the
Right.
truth is, with the UV, LED, HUV, conventional, when it comes out dry, it's dry.
It's good to go. And that's another reason why we love the KM, because that's also LED UV. So it fits our platform really well.
Yeah, no. Are you by chance going to the Print UV show then in 2 weeks in Vegas?
We're not. We're gonna go to D Scoop, and then yeah, that's all.
All right. Well, have you been to the Print UV show in Vegas?
No.
So I will suggest that you should go there. Not because I'm doing the keynote,
Oh, okay.
but primarily because I've been calling it the greatest UV show on earth.
Nice.
I've been 6, 7 times in the past, maybe 8. The people there are unbelievable. The other print company people are sharing, the suppliers are sharing, and you just learn that much more about UV and how to take it to the next level.
Okay.
And when you leave, one of the best things is, I think, when you leave is you just have a network of people that you can call.
Okay.
Because there's nothing worse than getting stuck in any area and not knowing what to do or to troubleshoot. So you are going to D-Scoop?
We are. Yes.
Okay, well, okay, I'm not speaking there, but I will see you there because I'm going to go to that one as well.
Great.
That's always a good, that too, always a great show. All these shows or these user groups are wonderful. The only thing I'll say is, well, I always have something to say, but it's up to the person going to make it worthwhile. You've got to go to some of the seminars, you've got to go to some of the conferences, and you got to knock people on the shoulder and say hello and start talking and use their app to connect with people. But it really is really great. And for all the shows, I don't know what you go for. I go just for one idea. If I could remember one thing at the end of the show, it was a worthwhile show.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's easy to take away. There's so much great knowledge out there that's an easy thing to do.
It's just when it gets in the middle of the nights and the drinking. So
Right.
you got to write the notes down. You got to take your notes down right away, quick, and then put it away.
Yeah.
How many
Some
people?
details. Vegas is a quick 6-hour drive for us. That's an easy one. So.
Oh, I've got an easy 5-hour flight.
Yeah.
At least I think it's direct. I'm going direct this time. I'm leaving a little early, but at least it's direct. How many people do you have working in the place?
We're about 115 employees.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
a lot of employees. I had 120, so I know it's good days are good and bad days are bad.
Right. Yes. And we're also a union shop too. So that's yeah. That's really unique for Utah too.
Have you always been a union shop?
They've been union, I believe, since the 50s. So
Wow.
yeah.
So I'm not much of a union guy. I don't want to knock them or disrespect them. Just in my world, I've always known the unions to be, you don't want them there, right?
They do have a really bad connotation. You know, they do put a bad taste in people's mouths. I have to say, we probably have the best union, I mean, in the country, if not ever. I mean, we just work really well together. It's been great, honestly. So
I think what I've heard from a couple other people is in our industry, I think I don't know all the unions because again I don't know a lot about unions, but the couple that were mentioned seem to be working okay because everyone's working a little tighter because they know it's tough.
yes,
You can't fight for people's jobs if there are no jobs.
right. That's the thing. Like when COVID hit, you know, Sarah and I were the ones that own the company now. We bought it in 2019. before the pandemic. Ask me again if I would have done that. No, but
by the way, in 2 years, you're going to say, what a great move at the beginning of the pandemic to buy.
No, honestly, it's been a wonderful experience. But when we bought the company, and then all of a sudden, 7 months later, 8 months later, we have a pandemic, it slowed us down from making what could have been some really crazy rash decisions, right? Because we do have a contract that we couldn't just, cut off their 401k or cut down their hours or different things like that. And we knew we're also a political printer because of the union, that the fall of 2020 was going to be no problem at all. We just had to get through those first few months of uncertainty and, those shutdowns and whatnot. So, it gives us enough pause to say, let's come to the table and here's our challenges and get their input. And we always come out with great solutions that work for the employee and the company. So I have to say, it's like no one's ever gone on strike. It's nothing like that.
You want to call out the union name so that if anybody's interested or they know?
Well,
you don't have to.
No, it's just part of their graphic communications council.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, no, it's been great. I like having the collaboration with the employees just because we're all here for a common reason. If we didn't have to work and make money, we wouldn't be doing this, right? So
the employees are cool.
Yes, very.
Okay,
we really have a great group.
Okay, no, because the bad stuff that we hear unions is, you ask a union person, I can't say guy or girl, but a person, and they say, no, I'm not doing that, or I won't go there, or
no.
Does it work that way, or is if you need someone to do something, they're happy to help?
They are happy to help.
Okay,
our union is structured, our contracts are structured so that there is that agreement. It's like when you have that knowledge, bring it to the table. Let's use it. We're a team effort. We're all here. The common goal is like the best thing to print out is the invoice, right? You can't do that until it's actually shipped into the person's hand. So we all have to work together to get it done. So that's where we just have a really great team. And it also helps because when people don't fit that mold, it works itself out. They're just not for us, and they'll move on to another shop that's a better fit for them. So it keeps the best of the best here. And we've had a long tenure of our employees too.
So if you have someone working for you that's a union member and it's not working well, there's issues, you're not happy, you call the union and just say, not working?
Not really. We still operate just like a traditional company would. Right. If we're having some issues, it just gives them a union representative if they want that.
Right.
And they have that extra backup. It allows us to have the programs for apprenticeships and journeymen. It just puts that roadmap in place so that they know exactly what the timeline is, what the pay structure is. It just puts everything into a really organized way. And everyone's on a level playing field too. So honestly, there's far more advantages than disadvantages. So
yeah, I like the idea of being able to budget and know what your costs are for the year. Aside from the overtime, and God willing, there's overtime.
Yes, right? They get lots of overtime. They love it.
I used to love overtime.
Yeah.
Not me working overtime, but giving all the folks the overtime.
Right, exactly. So that was kind of a big one for me. Where I came from, I came from Progressive Direct Mail. That was my parents' company. They started in 1976. So I've seen both worlds for me, that when you ask someone to work overtime, sometimes they incur costs. If it's a mother who has to pay for extra childcare, or I had one employee who had to take a taxi because the buses didn't operate that early, she had to pay extra to work that day. So coming over to Sun with the union and the way they pay overtime, it's daily overtime. So in Progressive, we could work our butts off and get done and cut them short on Friday, so that after 40 hours, we hit our 40 hours, they weren't gonna get any more overtime.
Right.
It's like it cost her money to work overtime. Whereas at Sun, with what the union negotiated, if you work more than 8 hours in a day, you get paid overtime that day. So I like that the ownership, me, Sarah, we can't just cut someone off.
By the day, the hours, not by the week?
Correct. Yeah. So if you work, anywhere from 8 hours to 11 hours is time and a half. If you work that 12th hour, it's double time. And then how we call, like on the weekends, if we call you in on a weekend, it's a minimum of 4 hours. If I'm going to interrupt your day, if I'm going to interrupt your weekend, you're getting a minimum of 4 hours of overtime. To me, it's a great way to compensate people for their time. So,
well, I always used to like look at it as, well, I wouldn't do it for less. Why would they?
exactly.
Right? I always had to put myself in their shoes. And first of all, even as an owner, if I had overtime, it just falls to the bottom line. Who cares that extra 10, 20, $30 an hour for the person? It's the bigger, I always found that people get caught up in some of that, oh, I don't want to pay the extra hour. It's $100,
Right. Yeah.
$200.
Well, you better be making better decisions, right? If you've got a lot of overtime happening, well, why? Do you need more people? Do you need more equipment? Like you want to budget that a little differently.
Well, you're either overtime because you're jammed and that's good. You don't have to figure out much because or when you're doing overtime because you're redoing work and that sucks.
Exactly.
Absolutely. The only 2 times you're doing overtime.
Yep.
Maybe the odd rush for a client. Do you get to charge overtime to any clients?
We can, yeah. We have some that will negotiate that if that's because we're trying to hit.
Depending on what the job is, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But for us, it's kept our employees here. When you don't have that turnover in our industry, that's a big deal. This equipment is not always the easiest to just pick up and run with, right? So
it's not even the equipment; it's the knowledge of what people have, right? Today today we have issues, I guess, with the labor shortage. We have issues with people retiring, and if the young folks aren't coming in, who are we teaching? So exactly. That being said, do you have a lot of young people in the company?
We're starting to, yes, we are. A lot of that computer graphic knowledge, all the programming for variable printing, and all that stuff is more exciting to them. So we're definitely starting to get a lot of that youth back in here. And so we just have a wide range now. I mean, I have one pressman that's been here for 50 years. So
wow. And he's ready. I hope he's soon ready to just say, I gotta go.
It's up to him. He's got a job as long as he wants one. But it's been great with the technology staying in front of it, because even most of our offset guys, they see that, and it gives them that option, the opportunity to say, hey, I want to learn something new. That's pretty cool. So we used to cross train everybody, or as many people as we could, so that if something's busier than not and you need to move people around, people know what to do. But at the same time, when you're cross training, and it's not about if the guy's at the front of the press and he goes to work on a printer or helps with a die cutter or a flatbed, it's not getting any less money. It's not about changing money, right? It's about just giving them something to do, something to learn. I even would say to some of them, like, guys, girls, whatever you're learning here, like if you want to piss off one day, you got this extra knowledge. You should want to learn it. Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. If you leave, I'll kill you. But, if you do, you have that. And then it just also made for everybody to keep busier. Yep. And not be bored, because sometimes you're doing the same thing over and over.
Yes, that's the thing. Some people like that repetition. They just have their set thing every day, and others are like, give me something new. I'd like a different scene for a moment. So lots of opportunity for that.
Well, I remember I had a pressman, super guy on the press. He was like the best we had. And he started with me at $15 an hour on a 2-color, or maybe sweeping. And then he was up to $24 an hour. He came to me one day and he says to me, you have a minute? And I knew right away something's up, because when someone says to you, do you have a minute?
Right.
It's like, okay, lay it on me. Anyways, he comes in and he says, listen, he goes, I got a phone call from so-and-so and they offered me $30 an hour. Yeah. And I said to him, okay. I said, okay. And I wasn't going there. And he's like, so what do we do? I went, I go, ooh. I said, the only thing I could tell you, and a great guy, we were buddies, and I got up and I went next to him and I put my hand on his shoulder and I just said, son, I think it's time to move out and see the world.
Yeah.
And he was like, you don't want to meet me in the middle? And I said, I do, but I can't. I said, I've done what I've done. I've watched, you're on a track to be there. But if I meet you in the middle, I'm more worried that in 6 months, someone else will call you and you're going to come back to me. And I don't want to do that, because it's not how I operate. Hey, long and short is, we were both upset. I said to him, I trust you with my heart. I'm not going to watch you the next 2 weeks. And if you ever want to come home, you're welcome. I don't promise you the same room. Right? But anyway, so he leaves and I said, you know where you're going, just be sure. Anyways, he calls me 3 months to the day and he's like, I want to come home. And I'm like, why? And he goes, well, you weren't wrong. He said, at our place, now he's back, he's like, our place. He goes, I was king of the press room. People would come to me, I would go, I would do. He goes, when I went there, I was running folding carton. He goes, but you're running 240,000 sheets. He goes, you couldn't leave the front of the press. And if I did, no one wanted to talk to me.
Wow.
He goes, so I want to come home. I said, and I'll do something and, do something with the money for you to be fair. He goes, and what you're going to get from me is I'm telling everyone you never leave a company for a few dollars an hour that you've been at, that you know that you love. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So we always try to take care of, try to take care of people. And it's like everything else, right? You treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yes. Yes, that's what we do. That is the biggest piece. We want to hear their ideas. We want to try them out because you can always turn around and, go a different direction if you have to. But we want to hear their input and value that because it does come back tenfold when they feel a little empowered. So.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So the last thing I'm going to ask you, because it's on everybody's minds these days.
Yeah.
What are you doing for paper and board?
We have, well, that's all I've been doing. The last, 5 months is just procuring paper. Sun in the past and its tenure has been very smart and it's always purchased paper from many sources. They never stuck to just one supplier. So that put us already in an advantage because now I can continue to pull from many sources because I already had allocation and already had a good business. So that has really played a key role into what we've been able to accomplish. And honestly, we've just been raising capital because when there's paper available and we have the POs and the jobs, we're snatching it up. So
cool.
So
how's the pricing?
It's ugly. It's terrible, right? I mean,
no, you're wrong. You see, I'm going to change your mind right now. Right now.
Yeah.
Okay? You pay more, you put on the same markup, you make more.
Sure. Yeah. I just don't want to see print go away, right? If print's going to go away from me, it's going to you, it's going to someone else because I want print to stay.
Yes.
But we know how the younger generation, their digital is sexy and let's go digital. So
well, you see, I disagree with you. I think, first of all,
I think they're right. I'm just saying that's
no. But first of all, paper. I've always been an advocate of marking up paper. There's plenty of printers when things get tough, they go, I'm going to put 10 points on. Well, you don't invest in anything that you're not making a profit in. That's like just suicide. Exactly. Especially if you potentially make a mistake. Paper could be more than the job, and you sink and die and choke on it. Absolutely. So you always have to. But today, I want to encourage every print person, every packaging person, right? You put that full markup on and you don't fucking give in. You know why you don't give in? Because you don't have to give in.
No, because they can't. Where else are they going to go? If you have
right.
Yes, 100%.
Right, and I'm going to be screaming that at D-Scoop and everywhere else. They have nowhere else to go right now. The other thing is, it's not that I want the customer to think that I'm being greedy, excuse me, because I'm not. I just believe that in our industry, we're entitled to make our full profit because our investments are over the top, might even be more so than any other industry or people that I know that have their own businesses, manufacturing, whatever.
I agree.
Right? My lawyer makes $600 an hour sitting at the same wooden desk looking out the same window for 20 years, and we don't get $600 an hour for a press that's $3.5 million with 2 people working on it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then the final thought on that is, our customers buying the stuff from us, whatever they're selling, they're paying more to everyone else that's part of their buy to make their product. So they're paying all the increases. Right? I have customers in, I can still sell some print in different areas, plastics, whatever. Their pricing's through the roof. So when I go there and they say something to me, I go, are you kidding me? You're going to play with me on the smallest part of your whole project?
Yeah.
And then they're like, No, we get it. I said, because if you don't want it, I got 3 other people lined up for it at no discount. I said, and you folks in business, no one discounts if you don't have to.
No, that's the thing. It's our job to make sure that they understand the value of print still, that they're still going to get the better ROI, or if it's cold and carton, they need it because it puts the product in front of, their customers. So it's making sure that they still understand and remind them of the value. It's there.
Yeah, our industry needs a print value print promotion, not promotion, but statement that we should all carry on our emails, on our trucks, on our boxes.
Yes.
Because I always say, without us, the print people, no other business can function.
It would be the
drug companies are bankrupt.
Boring.
Right?
Yes.
No, drug companies are bankrupt.
Yeah.
The cannabis companies will still do well, but the other companies, because there's no instructions, no directions, no anything.
Well, just in general, just in the world. We don't do wide format here, but I love wide format. It makes it beautiful. That's what we need as human beings is art and beauty and color. So
we are in the greatest industry on the planet. We make everybody else shine. We allow everybody to sell their products and make money. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, we sometimes allow our customers to beat us up and take away our profit, which post-pandemic, no more. The customer never wins, only in branding, quality, and the service we provide them.
Yeah, I believe it. That's why Sarah and I jumped into this in our almost 40 years old. So we believe in it. We feel
wow. Okay, so my last question, even though I said that on the paper. You and Sarah as women owners.
Yeah.
Tell me, how is it?
It's awesome and it's funny. Like when we go to D-Scoop or if we go out to Printing United and you go to these manufacturers and we'll bring along like our chief operation officer who's a male, or I'll bring my husband, that's who they talk to. And they're like, no, decision makers right here. It's just, it's an old school mentality. We have a good time with it, but we really enjoy it. It's great.
Good. Well, I asked that because I've heard that before, right? Where the buyer's a woman in charge of everything and they're talking to the guy and the guy says the same thing. The guy just says, you're making a big mistake right now, making that assumption. And then they're like, and it's because we're in an old, everyone gets mad at me, we're in an old stuck up industry with old ways where people just have to change fast.
Yeah. No, it's been fun. We're not your typical print owners. So very different. We go about it all a very different way and we like that.
Yeah, no, we've got, you know what, D-Scoop, we're going to have a party and we're going to talk because we're going to figure out how to get, I'm not that young anymore, but I stay out later than my kids so no one believes my age.
Right, kids can't keep up with us. What the heck? We're the same way.
You too, eh?
Yes.
Jeez. Crazy. I'm coming home. They're getting up. It's like, folks.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Okay, so D-Scoop, we're going to have a discussion on how we can maybe get some things going, even messages out there, because I really believe within the industry, and we have a good industry, and we have some great people, we have some shitty people, we have more good people, but we need to get the message going. We got to find a way to attract younger people. If we're going to attract younger people, it's got to be the younger feeling people who are attracting them, not, I don't want to say it, but you know what I'm saying. Cool. Get rid of the old people, and if you're negative, get out of the industry. We have no room for negativity.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. All right, I could go on all day, but you have a shop to run and people to look after. So I thank you, Jennifer, for your time.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Thank you. Anything you want to say or add before I cut you off?
I don't think so. I think printing is fun. The best saying that my COO always says is we're saving the world one print job at a time.
Oh, I love it. You should make t-shirts for everybody.
We will.
T-shirts and bumper stickers.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your time with us. To everybody else, if you made it this far, I thank you for listening. If you made it this far, why don't you just tell someone else to listen to it if you liked it? For everybody, it's Warren for What They Think, and I love print.